Over the last few weeks, I've been taking 2 photos of the exact same thing. Why? Because for every photo, I'm taking 1 digital and 1 film photo to be able to compare them side by side. In order to do this, I've been using 1 digital and 1 film camera. Those being the Canon 80D and the Canon AE-1. For the 80D, I used a 28mm FD lens, which comes out to about 44.8 because of the crop factor, and all of the images shot on the 80D were shot in RAW. For the AE-1, I used a 35-105 FD lens, and I used Portra 400 for film. I tried to match up the shots as best I could, but in some instances I was just trying to make the best image possible. The goal of this experiment was to see exactly what these images would look like side by side using an FD lens on a digital camera, as well as to create a preset to give that film-like feel to the raw digital images. Unintentionally, this is going to be car themed because those are the images that I ended up choosing. So here are all of those unedited images side by side. So clearly all of the unedited digital images look very digital, but it's interesting to see how these look side by side, especially comparing that to the FD and EF lenses that I checked out in my previous video. Next, I wanted to attempt to build a one-size-fits-all preset to be able to match the film, and I think I did this fairly well. There are some things that you're never going to be able to replicate when it comes to film, but it was definitely a fun experiment to try to create something. I think the thing that I struggled the most with when it came to this was white balance. I tend to like images that are a little bit brighter and warmer with colors that tend to look more closely to real life, while these film images tend to be a little bit darker with a slight green tint to them. I didn't spend a ton of time on this trying to get exact, as I know this is probably possible in Photoshop using layers and such, but I wanted to try to get as close as I possibly could only using Lightroom. I'm not trying to make them look identical, but rather to have a film feel to each image along with my style. And here are all of those examples. These are only a fraction of all of the images that I ended up shooting duplicates of, but it was definitely fun going through and comparing the digital to the film, especially after editing. So what was the point of all of this? The point was that shooting digital or film doesn't really matter, as long as you're creating images that mean something to you and you enjoy. I wanted to show that if you are wanting to achieve a film look, that there are several different ways to achieve this. Shooting film is the obvious answer, but this isn't always practical or affordable for everyone. So I wanted to show how similar the two could potentially be. So I hope you guys were able to take something away or learn something from this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below. But with all that being said, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next Tuesday.